Oh,
All
yeah,
right,
you're
here
still
we are
surviving.
again.
Round two, right.
Round two. So, welcome everybody. We're doing Hangout September 21st, the Sunday. It's 12:29.
See, it's hard to read dates and sound natural.
Yeah, I know. My name's Ryan. I'll be your host. With me, I have DJ. How you doing, DJ?
Hey, what's up? I'm doing all right.
Good. Had a good weekend?
Yeah, pretty good.
All right, awesome. And Kevin?
Hey, how's it going?
Of course, I had to clear my throat.
That's all good.
How's your weekend been?
Pretty good. It feels kind of short, mainly because of like the whole. So we played cards on what was it, Friday night, right, Trey? That's what it was. Like at midnight, we went to the midnight release
the
of
pre-release. Yeah.
So I slept most of Friday and woke up and then stayed up till 5 and I don't know.
What
really,
pre-release?
really random hours. But for new Magic set, we ended up playing. What's the place called? Mulligan's. Yes, Trey is nodding his head while he eats. Yeah, so that was really fun. And Chris got a car yesterday, so we went out and had a few drinks, and that was fun. So, yeah.
Yay. All right, Miguel?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing good. Finally glad I got this Hangout thing to work. And Trey,
Yes.
how's it going?
Doing all right. Picked up a new game that came out on early release recently called Life is Feudal, like feudal era.
Oh, okay.
And it's looking pretty good, and I'm going to have to draft some of you to buy it and play it with me because it's pretty group intensive.
Okay.
Is it so it's a PC, Steam, Greenlight?
Yeah.
It's all Trey.
It's not Greenlight, it's early access.
Oh, okay, awesome. Alrighty, well, everyone's here. So the main subject we're going to be talking about today is net neutrality. So I'm actually going to have someone from the crowd talk.
Oh, really? Because I was going to be all like, Ryan, why don't you tell us what net neutrality is?
All right,
Can you tell us what net neutrality is?
Can I? Okay, so essentially the idea behind net neutrality is keeping the internet, the interwebs, the series of tubes that they are, keeping them free and kind of homogeneous to use for everybody. So something that has been going around was like what was it, SOPA and all that with the internet fast lanes.
SOPA is not actually related to neutrality. That's more to do with piracy.
Piracy, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Miguel was mentioning it not too long ago. Okay, yeah. The Trey's got a
More
bunch
to
of
do
links.
with the enforcement of copyright that really didn't even exist because the majority of the stuff was under fair use.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, Trey's pulling up a bunch of links. So
Miguel, I feel like you've got a pretty good handle on net neutrality. You feel like you can encapsulate it?
Not really.
Okay. Do any of us actually know what net neutrality is?
Okay, so the idea of net neutrality is basically that all data on the internet is shared equally. There is no, like, putting lower tiers of information based upon who's willing to pay more or which is quote-unquote more important for people. It's all just going through the same tubes at the same speed all at the same time.
yeah.
And that's a big reason why the internet works out as well as it currently does. To make it where startup companies can end up having their information compete with some of the larger ones, or where video personas, things like we're doing right now, are able to be able to get out to a larger audience more evenly. And so a big problem with that is there's a lot of companies, was it Verizon, Comcast / Time Warner, and what was it, AT&T, I think was the other one?
Those are monopolies.
Yeah, those are the big three that are basically trying to quash that and creating a tiered internet system. In fact, recently they already announced that many of them are signing contracts to start up video-on-demand services on the internet and similar streaming services, basically a la carte style service.
So who's moving to Google Fiber now?
Yeah, if Google brings their fiber here, that would be great. But and I know the Triad's like high on their list, but we're not Austin, Texas.
I know that
Triad, not Triad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Triad is like one of the top contenders for when that happens, and I've heard nothing but good things
It
about.
was 4 years ago, not anymore.
Not anymore. What's more attractive than the Triangle?
Raleigh Durham area.
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
But
Yeah.
yeah, so essentially, there's a lot of, which I find kind of weird, that some of the main internet providers like Time Warner Cable and Comcast, the whole merger there, it's kind of surprising that they're on board with this because, I mean, I guess business, but also
like, who's going to oppose them? Like, that's the thing. There's no.
Supreme Court.
there's like Kickstarters, and I think Mozilla, like, was talking about they're just, probably the biggest names as far as net neutrality and the enforcing of that. I know that the FCC,
Mozilla being the biggest name, it doesn't sound correct.
Yeah.
no, I didn't say the biggest.
We're
name.
talking-
one of the bigger names out there.
We're talking more about like internet service providers. This goes on a different level than just like browser like companies and whatnot.
Because I'm looking it up right now, and there's a little bit on PC World about the FCC being pressured to actually make the use of internet and internet as a commodity, like defining it better, and some of the companies that are kind of pushing them to do that are Mozilla and Kickstarter. So I guess it's a little bit more specific than.
Yeah, well, I mean, so those are two companies that would want net neutrality to like stick around. That stands to reason. And
But even if so the thing that's happening with the FCC is that people want the FCC to declare the internet as a common use service, just like electricity and even airplanes, like being able to buy an airplane ticket to travel anywhere. Those airlines cannot discriminate the people that buy the tickets.
Yeah.
Now, the issue is that even if that happens, net neutrality would not exist as it does today because you would have government oversight over the entire internet service in the United States.
Right.
Well, so it's just like trying to find the least impactful way of going about this.
Well, if we step back a little bit, I think we just talk about the kind of what's been done to bring, net neutrality to, because I know that like the last couple weeks there's been votes and there's been petitions and stuff like that. I know that I'm a Tumblr user, and on Tumblr they actually you had to sign a petition to get basically get your services and be able to use everything on Tumblr and posting and stuff like that. And the only way you could do it was by signing the petition, and that was kind of a way of showing like this is how inconvenient it would be if we had internet fast.
I mean, it's going to be
representational.
Yeah, it's going to end up being more than just inconvenient. The way that ISP holders now are like framing the argument is that they want to have internet service as we know it right now and a fast lane that companies can pay a premium for, supposedly. In reality, what this ends up looking like for the customer is that you have a tier 1 service where big businesses that can invest millions and billions of dollars in order to essentially get themselves up front have a huge advantage compared to small startups, very like blogs, small YouTube channels, the people that can't pay it, and they are just it's going to be like a kind of weird class system of just internet content.
But there's another issue, which is like while you say that wealthy companies will be able to afford the internet fast lane.
Mm-hmm.
Another issue is that it's not so much that these companies want this fast lane to exist to benefit themselves, so much as the ISPs can force companies to pay out the ass, like Netflix, where these companies would have to pay in order to render their services at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's why Netflix has been doing their whole your stream is slow, you can blame Verizon or you can blame whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because one of the biggest concerns really is that all of these companies are going to end up being forced to pay the ISPs, and the internet service providers are all double dipping. They're getting paid by us consumers, and then on top of that, getting paid again by the different services that are out there. And so all of us are worried that they're going to end up passing that extra cost for them on to us. And so then we're going to have to pay that much more.
Yeah, and I was thinking about this morning. I mean, I think we all use Time Warner Cable as our internet provider.
Yeah, because we're in North Carolina.
Yeah.
It's like the only option.
Right, exactly.
Except me.
So it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of, I can see something really bad coming from this because of, for us, we have to use Time Warner Cable to access our internet, and when the companies are looking at the internet and saying we want to bank on this even more than we already are, that's going to ostracize a lot of customers. I mean, I don't like that I'm a Time Warner Cable customer and they're saying, oh, well, we want you to pay even more for the stuff that you already have. And I don't know, like Trey, you and I have had to deal with our internet, our like modems not working and having to deal with the customer service there. So it's it kind of makes me think, what is the future of these companies if they're going to be enforcing this kind of stuff? I mean, I don't think people that use the internet are going to be really happy about these companies.
Well, one of the
People
big
use the
things,
internet not being happy.
Yeah, right. Haha.
well, one of the big things that is going on is basically these companies, especially Time Warner, had made a lot of their money off of people using cable TV. And since the advent of Netflix and Hulu Plus and other things of that sort, the amount of people that are cable subscribers has declined substantially. And so basically these companies are looking for an alternate means to pick more profit back up.
Stay
That's
relevant.
all that it is about, profit for them. That's all.
Right, but I mean, at what cost?
Yeah, I get that. I'm feeling the brunt end of it. But they don't care.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, it just makes me think, like, I know that Netflix had the whole issue with Verizon and the slowing down of their streaming like a couple months back, and I don't know, it gives me a bad feeling about, like,
It should give you a bad feeling.
like, well, I know that. I'm just saying companies like Verizon and Time Warner, Comcast, stuff like that, like, I don't want to use their services anymore.
You don't have any recourse. You don't have any other choice right now.
Right, exactly, and so it ain't good stuff, I don't think.
At least in my mind, what this looks like to me, and as I understand from what was in the 1990s, these look like monopolies, essentially. When you don't have any choice, there's no competition, and nothing is being passed on to consumers right here. I would hope at some point that, not antitrust, what's the word I'm looking for here? Oligarchy? No, Miguel, you can say this better than I can here.
Oligopoly?
That's a word.
Oligopoly.
Yes. That ends up getting broken up at some point, but I don't know how likely that seems. It seems like the lobbyists over in Washington for all this stuff, the internet, are either very effective, or the senators that are lobbying or that are writing against all this stuff just don't understand how the internet works.
It's like that guy Ted Stevens in Alaska.
Yeah.
The internet is a series of tubes or whatever.
Right.
I mean,
You had some other stuff, other viewpoints on this issue, though, I know. So why don't you, before we shut you out, Miguel?
me? Oh, well,
Yeah,
if you
you.
say you, I
I
don't
said
know
you.
who that is.
I thought I said your name. Okay. That's
Well,
fine.
as far as North Carolina is concerned, we have multiple issues. For one, in the 90s or in the 80s, I forget when, the North Carolina State Legislature signed a contract with Time Warner, which basically made it so that North Carolina is unable to provide its own public internet service.
Wow.
And if they did try to do something like that, Time Warner was well within its rights to sue the state.
Jeez.
So
Jeez, that's like
they have the internet, the state by the balls whenever it comes to the internet.
yeah. Jeez.
But
I mean,
there is this kind of like pseudo grassroots campaign where the state is actually the state Congress is talking about trying to force that away from Time Warner to try to either to appropriate the infrastructure that Time Warner already has, or just have a lower tier internet service for lower income persons. but it doesn't. I don't know if that's going to work out or not because, like I said, Time Warner can sue.
So what does that mean for companies like Google that are trying to introduce Google Fiber? I mean, I know that in the Triangle, that's something that they're trying to get done, but is that like the red tape that they're trying to get through?
No, no. The thing about one of the issues about internet service isn't like Google can do whatever it wants because it's not a government subsidized project. The thing is that the internet is a high upfront cost. Like you have, in order to pay for all the infrastructure, it requires a lot of money, which is why newer companies, newer startups, either cannot afford to do it, or after they do it, they go bankrupt because they're not making enough money to cover the costs. Google
Right.
is one of the few companies that can do this because they have all the money, basically.
All the money.
And so,
And we can't. We're not just saying that because we're doing a Google Hangout. But
Right.
shout out to Google.
Sponsored by Google and
I
YouTube.
mean, don't be evil.
Right.
They're like old little thing.
So what is this? I'm going to bring this back around and make it kind of relevant. Why does this matter to gamers?
All right. Well, from quite a number of different aspects. Number one, if let's say you have Verizon, and Verizon for some reason had a vested interest in a certain game doing well or a certain other game not doing well, then they could have the connection speed for that online game sped up or slowed down depending on which one they wanted. That's problematic. Second of all, anyone that ends up doing Let's Plays or any other streaming or videos like we're doing right now could end up having their streams throttled or made to where they don't work as well, or just straight up not given a connection at all, and then that can end up being a problem.
Well, they couldn't suspend a connection.
They could effectively make it
They can make it
so slow that it is.
Yeah, but if they did actually suspend a connection to a server, basically, they would be in a lot of trouble.
Mm.
So what does this mean for online gaming?
I mean, you can just extrapolate what we've already said and applied it to everything. Online games are practically just services, and if those services don't front the money, then you're going to have latency issues. You're going to have issues even accessing the servers.
And it could be even on the customer side as well. Oh, you need the speed to be able to access these particular servers. Well, make sure you pay your $9.99 a month gamer plan or something like that.
Right.
That's a way they would try to sell it, I'm sure. Is try to make it seem like
I know, but it comes with like 50 channels of HBO, so you know.
Some
you can
companies
watch,
wouldn't really have an issue. Like EA, I could see not having an issue. Probably like the big AAA companies won't. But when you think about smaller, like I would say that Steam might even help provide. If that were to pass, they would try to help provide their own kind of "we'll pay for you" type of thing. But when it comes to like RuneScape,
really, we're really bringing up RuneScape.
I mean, RuneScape still exists. It's on its third iteration, and it's still extremely popular. Like a company like that may not be able to provide like the high-end connectivity that I mean, it doesn't even need to be connected really well. It's just if they get throttled, then people won't even be able to access their servers sometimes.
That would also technically mean that couldn't any college, I suppose, be affected by it in terms of, oh, this college doesn't necessarily pay the extra gaming fee or whatever, so that means if you're on a college campus, you're just screwed.
I would imagine public services would have an exception, like state governments, city governments, and institutions like public universities, but
Have you ever tried to actually use the websites for the school or any kind of government body's website? They're always horrible. They're never good. They don't care about spending the extra money on it. And honestly, I just don't assume that companies are willing to exempt anyone from giving them more money. I assume the worst of companies pretty much all the time.
Okay.
I would say if they could, they would, but I could not imagine that the states themselves would not have some sort of legislator to let that happen.
So it's good that you bring that up. Do we have any, and bringing it back to the present a little bit, do we have any like what's going on in the legislature right now, both at the local, state, federal, wherever? Like, what's
Basically, right
you
now
know
we're
what's going
waiting
on?
to see if the FCC is going to declare internet as a consumer
As a public
right,
service, right?
basically.
Yeah.
So would that classification make it so
It would basically throw the whole
companies
Fastlane
couldn't?
argument out the window. Like that wouldn't be an issue. The issue that would come up is how would government intervention affect the internet then? Like, because it would have government oversight.
We'd have a whole
Isn't-
different, like, thing, like bag of issues to be dealing with, but
Isn't the current FCC chairman like a former Time Warner employee or something of that sort?
I think so. But the thing is, like, and I was extremely cynical about him before, but whenever he actually does release his like comments on this stuff, he actually does sound concerned about how it's going to affect consumers.
And there may be a reason why he's a former.
it's not that uncommon to be hearing about people
Yeah, I
in
mean,
Washington
people
going
are-
to lobby jobs after they're done.
People are extremely suspicious of it, but that's like
Par
not.
for the course.
It's not always malicious.
Yeah, exactly.
So as far as I know, the best way apparently to affect this is there are internet petitions out there, but also getting in contact with your state representative seems to be the best
Yeah.
solution to bring this to the forefront.
I get some email. I'm part of an email newsletter, Fight for the Future. I don't know if you guys have.
Never heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm signed up for them.
It's the Terminator fan site, right?
Right. No, it's essentially through Tumblr. I think maybe Netflix. I'm not sure, but I know especially Tumblr, which is something I'm on all the time. They had Fight for the Future come in and say, we're going to stop, your services for a day, and people are going to have to sign this petition. And so originally it was just kind of like, oh, I'm just going to sign this petition so I can look at my, cats and food and stuff like that comes on my dash. But I actually started researching it, and I started getting emails about it, and they signed where I would sign it, and I signed the petition to get all my services back. But then they're like, hey, if you want to, give our number, if we wanted to give them our number, and they would make the representative or like have a call center call us, and they would link us to a representative.
That sounds kind of weird.
It's kind of weird, but if you think about it, it's pretty effective. I mean,
I guess.
Because it makes people less lazy.
yeah,
Because
it gets
people don't have the ability to do it themselves. Like
it gets the normal consumer to look at it,
Okay. Does anybody else have anything that's worth jabbing in about?
Personally, I have major concerns about this for two very specific reasons. First Amendment rights and also freedom of the press, because this could directly affect those things.
Sure.
While it's not too likely to affect freedom of the press, given that they can't completely get rid of the connection, it's still much more likely to affect freedom of speech, as they could throttle the connections enough to make things just unwatchable or unloadable. And I'm actually really scared by that. I don't like it. It frightens the crap out of me.
We need more Fox News.
We need less games that are always online.
That sounds like a segue.
I mean, it's
Damn
just
it,
one
y'all
more
make
reason to be concerned about it. I mean, always online DRM is bad enough as it is. It'll be even worse
When you can't connect to Ubisoft's, terrible servers.
It's bad.
I mean, yeah. So, I guess going forward, if this was to not pass, and this is me being optimistic. If this whole thing were to not pass, and the FCC was like, "This is what the internet is now," what would that mean for like government intervention and all that? We'll get to it, Kevin.
I want to talk about video games. That's fine. I like the internet the way it is. I like
I've
the
got
internet.
one more big point once he's done.
Well, Republicans would fucking hate it. That's for damn sure.
Okay.
You
Well-
say that, but a lot of Republicans are more worried about making more money for themselves and are very highly influenced by lobbyists.
Yeah, the modern Republican is different than the Republican 30 years ago.
Well, yeah.
But like, as far as government oversight and stuff, they wouldn't really care for it. But the thing is if it happens, it happens. What are they gonna do? It's the thing that would be most concerning is not so much who would gain access to it. Would it stifle the innovation in the industry?
Right.
Like, since it would have probably standardized costs across the entire country, would this prevent us from ever getting a better internet? Because like in other countries, they have extremely fast internet compared to ours are already, and if we don't have actual competition to, like, if they just take the internet as it is and just try to provide it to everyone, would we get faster internet in the future? Like that's
Yeah. But
the
that's a
most
good
up in the air thing.
It's a good question.
Well, I guess we'll segue into video games as Kevin wants to. So everybody, final thoughts.
I like the internet.
Well, internet fast lanes better sure not fucking happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very worried about this. As I said earlier, I just assume the worst of companies at all times, and I just don't want this. What we're doing here, I don't want the things I do with my friends. I don't want my video games to get messed up. I don't want my internet to get messed up. I want to have the hope that I'll be able to start my little video game stuff on the internet, and it'll actually be successful, and it'll be able to get out to people, and I'm not going to have to worry about somebody throttling my connection because they don't like my content, or they don't want me to succeed. And it's a problem.
Right. And
I mean, I prefer the internet to be, open free space like it pretty much is, and without big companies touching it with their cold, feely hands.
Okay.
Well, I guess my final thought is, yeah, I mean, the internet's a great resource, and it's something that I think helps a lot of people. Even more than just games. I mean, people can learn more than they ever could on the internet right now. And just chat right now. And
Be professional.
Combo breaker.
oh my god! All right, so.
Anyways,
trying to just wrap this up, guys, and you're being so
I
hilarious.
know you're trying to be all poignant and stuff, but we could talk about so much other stuff. Personally, I want to hear from the senator in Virginia about what he thought about Destiny on the 360.
There you go. But anyways, so I hope for the best on this, and I hope if nothing else, the internet fast lanes don't happen and net neutrality lives. But I also hope that the internet as a commodity starts to improve.
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
honestly,
the
I already.
I want to talk now. No, go for it.
So internet fast lanes not happening does not mean net neutrality lives. Like, it's just net neutrality it will probably not exist in the future the way it exists now. That's pretty much set in stone. We just don't know how it's going to exist in the future.
Yeah, and personally, I thought that the FCC had already made a ruling on this, that they had already made the decision to let it happen, honestly.
They got struck down twice, from what I've read.
Well,
Okay, so
anyway.
what happened with the FCC is that they said that they did not have jurisdiction because it was not defined properly, and so someone sued them, and so they were like, yeah, okay, we cannot manage this. So now we're waiting to see if they're going to if they're going to define internet as a service that they can actually declare stuff on,
okay. Well,
like Title II or whatever.
Obviously, I didn't know enough about the specifics. I was just trying to have a
Do
general.
you feel like you learned something today, Ryan?
I feel like I'm getting frustrated. Anyways, yeah. So I hope
You shouldn't
that
be getting frustrated. It's a horrible thing.
Yeah.
I'm getting frustrated at that, but I don't. Yeah. Anyway, so
Talk about the chat over on the side right here.
no, I'm just getting frustrated because I don't know enough about net neutrality, and I keep saying the wrong things, and Miguel keeps pointing them out.
That's okay. Miguel's very
So-
smart.
Well,
Net
yeah.
neutrality is a good thing.
Hmm?
We want net neutrality.
Okay.
Non-net neutrality is bad.
Yes, essentially that's where I'm at, and I hope that the internet either stays the same or gets better. I hope
It can only get better. It's only some of the stuff you find on the internet makes you rethink ever going back on.
But we can access it, and that's the beautiful thing about it. So,
Is it?
Kevin,
Yeah.
Kevin,
Yeah.
video games.
There's a lot of them happening. Like, there's a bunch of different stuff going on, mainly TGS stuff. stuff, which we'll probably talk about a
The
lot on the
Grow
radio
Show?
show. But yeah, you got it. But real quick, because I know like we spent the last radio show, me and Miguel just went back and forth picking apart Destiny, like forever. I just like really quick from DJ. I just wanted to hear what he thought about it because you're playing on the 360, right?
Yep.
And how's that going?
I mean, it looks good. I'm sure it'll look better on next-gen consoles, but I mean, it's fine. The game is fun. I like the grind. I like the loot. I really like the aesthetics. I really have to give props to the
Is
bunch
there a
of guys.
small like
Is there a bird? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
your house is just full
No.
of wonderful noises?
Well, it just. Yeah, but oh god, that story. That story was so lame. So lame. It just, I mean, I at first I thought you were over exaggerating when you said there's like no resolution or whatever. And I was like, no, there really is no resolution. I've learned nothing about anything since starting it. You don't know why you're revived. You don't know who that chick is that was following you.
She probably killed you, but anyways,
And everything that I did know about the game, I already knew before it came out. I already knew that the Vex were time-traveling robots. I already knew that the Cabal were on Mars.
Yeah.
Joseph Staten, what the hell? Why? This is his worst work yet. It really is.
So yeah, I've got to give an update from my opinion since the radio show. I've gotten to play a little bit more from some of my other friends, and I have actually done a lot more research on it and just realized like how much storyline that they have written up in places, and yet none of it is in the game. And I have to agree with you now, Kevin. I can't say that you were whining about the story.
I got one up on Trey for a change.
I gotta be a bigger man than this and admit my wrongness. So yeah, I'm highly disappointed by this.
Yeah, I was with you on this one, Miguel. Though, like Grimoire cards not even being in the game, that's just messed up.
Oh yeah, what are they? I don't even know what they are.
It's the Mass Effect Codex, but it's on the internet, not in the game.
Why?
Because
And
they
the
want
thing
you to
is-
visit Bungie.net.
The Grimoire cards give you stat bonuses,
Like minor ones, you get like a little more glimmer or something like that. if
like
you-
glimmer while killing certain enemies, or you take, I think, like 2% less damage from certain enemies.
Do you
or
have to
something.
log in to get all those stat bonuses, or do you just automatically get
I don't
them?
know. Game doesn't tell you.
I know. That's why I was.
Jack shit.
Yeah.
I've been getting them, and I'm like, what is this? I don't even.
Okay. But the gameplay, like you're still playing it, right? Like, because
Yeah.
the gameplay is so tight. All right. I think everybody's still like on the same page for that. Has anybody been watching stuff out of TGS? Holy crap! That's a long link in chat.
What?
Anyways. Has anybody been looking at stuff that came out of TGS? I bet Miguel has.
I have
What kind of stuff
Whoa.
have you seen, DJ?
Revelations 2.
Oh my gosh.
And then, of course,
What's
you
going
should
on
bring
with the video?
You should bring up that stream of The Evil Within, because the melee attack in that game is so silly.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it.
Was
not
it
looking
is it like this?
No,
Like-
it's this weird like little. Oh god, do I have to stand up to do?
It's like
It's
flailing.
like this weird
your
like
arm.
kick thing right here. I couldn't really do it with
It's
the.
like beating the zombies to death with his gun. And
Oh
it's,
yeah, the overhead swipe with the.
Yeah, it's
he's
like-
like pistol whipping somebody, and it's just. It's great. It's like,
Okay, guys, I gotta leave this chat and come back in. Somebody invite me back in. This is freaking out on me since Miguel posted that stupid link.
You should be able to click the same link that's in Facebook. Just hop out and hop back in.
All right.
Okay. What did you post there, Miguel? Like I saw it was the smiley face, but the rest is just.
Sorry, it was a link to that link.
A link to the link.
It was the Google search link.
That's good.
Because Google searches can't be short of 5,000 characters.
Yeah. Miguel, like, because you're big into Final Fantasy, what did you think of the 15 and Type 0 trailer?
It's nice to see a bit more than what they've been showing us for the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, all you see is them driving around in a car.
Yeah. Do you think you actually get to drive the car?
I don't know.
You get to
I would
off-road
hope
that?
so.
You get to off-road it and get it all muddy and I don't
Probably
know.
has its own little opinion about that.
I just,
But I mean, it looks really, really good. It looks the gameplay looks somewhere between like Kingdom Hearts and Dragon's Dogma.
mm-hmm.
So I didn't see a mana system, so it seems like the spells, if there are spells, are going to be skills that don't consume a resource.
Okay.
Yeah, he's back. Yeah, it looks so much like Kingdom Hearts to me.
Is there going to be a female character I can play as?
I don't
Or
think
play
so.
with?
Is it
There's-
open world now or
It's
something?
a freaking sausage fest.
No, but nobody knows. I don't think it's going to be open world, but I don't know.
I don't know. Like when the first trailer came out back in 2006, it looked like you were gonna play the villain, and now I don't know what it is.
I mean, he looks really mopey. Like the story is something to do with a kingdom and the crystals and stuff like that. But
Wasn't it gonna be connected to 13 in some way?
It's like tangent. It has the same pantheon.
No.
That's
it's
it.
it's
That's
like
probably
it's
the
supposed to
closest.
be thematically similar, but we were
But
looking at this.
everything about 13 was bad.
Hey, guess what, Trey? It's coming out on PC now.
Oh,
The entire
yeah.
trilogy.
I can't wait for the mods.
Oh God.
Oh, geez.
Gift me it and I kill you. I don't want it.
But no, like me and Miguel were looking at like Type 0 because there supposedly it was part of the Fabula Nova Crystallis Chronicle thing, and
Right, that's
There's-
what 13 versus 13 was a part of, and now it's 15. So
right, and there like Type 0 doesn't have any link at all with 13, and I don't know if this it was supposed to, yes, but I don't think that 15 is actually going to anymore.
No, well, it's the only thing it's going to have in common is
gods,
basically
right?
the gods, like Etro, being the god that created the humans.
Hmm.
That series, the 13 series, as shit as the games are, it has a really good backstory.
Yeah, you just have to dig through a few wikis to find it.
Yeah, the Grimoire cards, right?
Right, exactly. God.
Yeah, but that's not okay. I should not have to leave the game to get the experience of it.
yeah, I agree. I thought they were just like weird trading cards. I didn't realize it was like a codex. That definitely should be in the game.
Oh, it's just a codex in the form of weird trading cards. Like I can't help but like call back to Mass Effect and how effective.
Collectible cards.
Yeah. No, I mean not even.
You
Like,
can't trade them.
Yeah, you. Anyways, Type 0 HD looks really good. That game looks incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it. The lighting in that game compared to the PSP version makes that look so much prettier.
And the poly count on the characters now, and the music, and it's so much cool. Like that's the Final Fantasy I'm really looking forward to right now.
It's like the Devil May Cry Final Fantasy.
Pretty much, yeah. But another game that looks just like Kingdom Hearts. Did anybody look at the Metal Gear Solid 5 stuff, or was that just me?
Oh, I did. The buddy
Well,
system.
Quiet.
That's cool.
Yeah,
The colors.
Quiet is a badass. I can't believe it just running and sniping like a freight train. It's crazy. I'm sorry, no.
Alright.
Throwing a grenade towards a helicopter, having it fall short, and then her sniping the grenade in midair to propel it towards the helicopter, that's just badass. I'm sorry. There's no other way to put it.
I'm pretty sure physics say no to that, and
I don't
it would have
care.
just exploded
No.
at that
No.
point.
Nanomachine, son. I don't know. Yeah. There was that Onichambra booth that was getting a lot of press because you had to put your head into like the cutouts of a woman's bosom in order to play the game. So that's progressive.
Boy.
It's just a new and modern appreciation of the female form.
Clearly, by sticking your head into the there was other stuff too that was being shown off screen. There was like another Monster Hunter clone type thing, and some more Bloodborne stuff as well, like a rogue class. So
Oh, what was that rip-off game you showed me that looked absolutely horrible? It was like a rip-off of Assassin's Creed and Dark Souls.
Oh, Deep Down, yeah, Deep Down got another trailer, and I'm still convinced that's just Dark Souls and Assassin's Creed, and doesn't look great, but that's me.
Did we get any stuff about Evil Within?
Yeah, they showed off. There's some actual gameplay footage. So I didn't realize this. Evil Within is doing that thing that Order 1886 and Resident Evil 4 did, where they're black barring like part of the screen, so as to.
The cinematic effect.
Yeah, but what that really means is that they render less the screen so that they can do more impressive like tricks or whatever. That game does not look great right now. I've heard a lot of press stuff saying that it does not demo great. And what we saw, like me and DJ, we watched some off-screen footage of it. It looked pretty silly. Like I said, pistol whip, pistol whip.
It's being published by Bethesda, isn't it?
Yes, I know. It's like the guy behind Mega Man. I think was the one that was the big name, or the original Resident Evil. It's Shinji Mikami. Is that?
Django Game Work.
The trailer says Django GameWorks and Bethesda.
Bethesda, yeah. But I think Shinji Mikami is the big name behind it, and he was the one that was, like, it looks like it's just trying to fill in the niche that like Silent Hill has sort of been left avoid with. That was another thing they showed off was some like a preview trailer of what the concept for PT originally was, and that was kind of scurry. So,
Well, I just hope Bethesda doesn't take another hit. I mean,
What do you mean another hit?
well, because of ESO.
Well, that had nothing to do with Bethesda.
well,
It's connected to them, though. I mean, it's
That's ZeniMax. That's their parent company. They did nothing with that game. They just provided the lore.
well, yeah, but I mean, people are going to relate it to Bethesda because of that.
No, I know Bethesda is a good company. I know that they're mostly trying to do right, and they have treated the Elder Scrolls franchise with respect and very well so far while they've had it. And I am not worried about them.
I'm pretty sure ESO is not going to affect
No.
the Elder Scrolls 6 sales.
like Bethesda is listed though at the bottom of the ESO page, so they do have some involvement, if only for like lore and supporting personnel. I want
Well,
Fallout 4.
Yeah, I look forward to Fallout 4, and I'll announcement, which I don't
Unfortunately,
know if that's
they're working on their Battle Cry thing, which is their like multiplayer Civil War thingamajig.
I don't know.
There was footage for Battleborn that came out and I haven't checked out yet, but I want to because I'm not. I don't know if I would call myself a Gearbox fanboy, but I still am somewhat supportive of them.
So Trey, you wanted to talk about something from
Yes, I
Steam?
put a bunch of links over there.
Oh, for Life is
It's
Futile.
on Steam, yeah. But yeah, Life is Futile. It's this game I ended up just coming across because it came out on early release on Steam, and I decided to look into it when I saw the thing for it on the front page. And it looks pretty amazing. You start out as like just this random plebe peasant out in the middle of nowhere, and it's big on you having to gather materials and then craft stuff out of it eventually. The biggest draw, however, for me was the fact that it had a really big free building system, so that you can actually, like, eventually, once you get your carpentry skill up high enough, can make walls and make whole houses and everything. And, like, you can basically, like, you get a section of wall and then you can place it where you want. And so you can make a big house, you can make a small house, and different little things like that.
Yeah, this looks like medieval Minecraft with.
That's what I'm thinking.
But then they have the skills system set up, and the skills are obviously they go up as you use them. But you can also mark skills to have them choose not to go up, or to go be the ones that go up while other ones get decreased, so that way you have more skill points to go around. They also have it set up where they have a physics-based combat system, which basically means the way you move your mouse while you're using your weapon ends up deciding where you're going to hit and how hard you're going to hit. And the
So
speed.
it's medieval Minecraft meets chivalry then.
A little bit of that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, once they have the MMO aspect up and running, then it's they're going to have guild versus guild, PvP siege wars, and actually having a siege engine attack a building ends up actually damaging the building that someone actually built there. Because there's no buildings in the world except for what people put in.
So right now, according to statistics, today is like the most played day that they've had so far. They have 4,258 people online right now. But this is an early access game. It's $39.99.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been a little bit hesitant, more hesitant
no.
than for early access stuff, if only because the announcement that space-based DF9 is sort of getting shut down, or it's going like into its release with not being nearly as feature complete as what they were shooting for. So.
Well, I'm going to be playing more of this. I might end up buying some of you guys a copy just so I have people to play with, and you don't have to put.
Yeah, you want to drop 40 bones? I'll totally play it with you, sure.
And I am also going to be looking into it a little more heavily because it requires you to specialize because it's yes, Miguel, and it's kind of difficult to not specialize. You kind of have to pick a skill set and go with it. Like basically, I'm planning on making a character that's a farmer, a cook, and a basic huntsman. Like I'm going to be decent with a thrown weapon and a blade. But
so you need
only
you need a mason or something to help you out.
Yeah,
so you
I need a builder. I need a woodsman. I need a hunter.
I need a woodsman sounds like a single from that new Snow White movie or something like that, and sung by Rihanna.
Let's see. Also, I'm going to need a smith to help me make tools. a lot of things. But mainly, I'm picking farmer and cook because it gives me the resources to trade with other people more easily. Yeah, I figured it was a pretty good idea. I'm trying to think what else was it that I want a major point from it I wanted to bring up.
You want me to just start going down the feature list?
I can't remember off the top of my head. Go ahead and look at what you want to on it.
I mean, yeah, it's a thing that's up on Steam right now, and that's cool. Are you planning to do any more of your Neo Scavenger stuff? I know, like, your run that you were doing since it got patched is pretty much not usable anymore, but...
Yeah, I don't think it is. I'm going to try to salvage the save if I can, and then I'll have another video probably tomorrow or the next day.
Cool, that's spiffy. There was something else that... Oh, Ryan, are you still on path to be playing Shadow of Mordor?
I looked into the specs. My computer can run it. Now it's just a matter of whether I can pay for it.
So if you go to Green Man Gaming, they very regularly post up vouchers for like 20% off the game. And the game itself is $50, so there's a good chance you could probably pick it up for like $35 or $40.
That'd be awesome. Yeah. I've never really played any... I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, but I've never actually really played any of the games just because I've heard a lot of bad stuff about them.
Have you played Arkham Asylum?
I played a little bit, yeah.
You should be fine then.
Well, if you're heavy into the lore, this game is going to take some liberties with it.
Right, because isn't the whole idea is that you're playing like a
ranger that died, but then he came back.
Yeah, and the Wraith is the more interesting thing. The Wraith is the... I don't know, do you want to know?
I mean, yeah, like how...
The Wraith is the elf guy who made the Rings of Power. And yeah.
Sauron?
No. The one that made the Rings of Power.
Made them. Okay.
The Ranger himself, though, is actually apparently a very important character from the Silmarillion, I think. Silmarillion, I can't say it right, so...
Yeah, is he like an ancestor of Aragorn?
Does this...
Felt like he was an ancestor of somebody in the...
place so early? I don't know. I don't think his name takes place that far in the past.
His name is Talion. I think it takes place just between Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I'm fairly certain.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, because you said that you referenced the guy who made the power, so it's like I don't know.
Yeah, but the Wraith is like he's a dead dude. He's like a ghost. He's timeless, more or less. But Talion was a ranger of Gondor who's stationed at the Black Gate to the lands of Mordor. And Blackgate ends up getting attacked by servants of Sauron. He ends up dying, but the Wraith saves him. And now he's out for revenge.
So it's basically like... kind of makes me think of... there's a game it makes me think of, and I can't remember.
Oh, best part. DJ, who do you think he's voiced by?
That guy that voices everyone.
Nolan North.
Troy Baker. No, but yeah. Nolan North is also in the game. He's your main antagonist, so it's Nolan North versus Troy Baker.
Oh no, Gollum isn't voiced by Andy Serkis?
Probably too expensive. Although Andy Serkis is known to be like pretty supportive of video game stuff. He did all the mocap stuff or a lot of it for like Heavenly Blade and for what was that? What was the other game that Ninja Theory did with that was Journey to the West? Enslaved.
Oh, right. He also did the voice for the main character in that one.
He did voice for like 3 different characters in that game, actually.
Which is weird, because I thought it was John DiMaggio. And then I looked it up, and I was like, oh, he actually did voice, too.
Turns out Andy Serkis is super talented.
I'm looking up some information about where it places in the lore, because this makes me always think, like, I feel like the games that I've seen that have come out, they're like they don't really include them in canon, but this looks like something that they could if they haven't already.
Well, if they took so many things from the Silmarillion, they better have some purpose for it.
Well, I hope so.
Am I the only person here that's not a Tolkien fan?
I'm not like I like The Hobbit better than I like The Lord of the Rings myself. I'm not a huge Tolkien fan, but I can appreciate it.
Yeah, I think it's between me and Miguel here.
I like watching the movies, but the books are so dry and massively overly detailed, like to an extent that I just can't read them. It's painful.
Spark Notes.
There you go.
Or no, sorry, Spark Notes. That's so last century. Wikipedia.
There you go.
The One Ringopedia, I think is what it's called.
The One Ringopedia. That's pretty good, actually.
Could we actually talk
about wiki to rule them all?
Miguel, are you looking forward to Battle of the Five Armies?
Yeah, I guess. I'm really like, God, I'm really bad with names. But the guy who's the bear,
Bayor.
I've always loved that he is his own army. Like he is one of the five armies.
What is it? It's the dwarves, elves, men,
Orcs
orcs, and
and
then.
that bear.
But I thought the eagles were involved too.
The Eagles
The
are.
Eagles.
I don't think they're an army.
They're Middle Earth's taxi service.
They
No, they're
were.
not Middle Earth taxi service.
But okay, so Bayorn is his own army. Okay, I couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
that's
I thought it was the Eagles were. Oh, actually, there's been some, I guess like from the teaser trailer. I was actually reading the other night about some like rumors and speculation, and apparently they think that Dane will be coming into the movie. Dane Ironfoot, I think, who is the the descendant, or not descendant, but one of the like cousins of Thorin. So
Cool.
yeah, so it's kind of
yeah, the Eagles are an army.
okay. Okay.
It's just
Yeah.
the five armies constitute the five armies of men, which are men, elves, dwarves, eagles, and Beorn.
Okay. So what other video games are there? Like, does anybody mess around with Wasteland 2 that just got released?
Smash Brothers demo came out.
Oh yeah, for everybody. Have you been playing that at all, Miguel?
No, I'm too scared.
Why?
Because it's a limited
might
PlayStation
suck.
trial.
Oh no, you only had 30 plays. That's right, because Nintendo and demos. What?
Yeah, because every time
What
they
if you need
confuse
them
them
really-
forward, they just have to make a what step back.
Yeah. What if you need to show your kids those demos someday and you don't have any plays left?
For
They'll hate you
posterity's
forever.
sake.
Yeah. God, I feel like there was something else that Nintendo was doing this. When is Bayonetta 2 supposed to come out? Or has it already come out in Japan? Or am I crazy?
No, I'm pretty sure it comes out holiday 2014.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got really off the top of my head, other than, like I said, that space-based stuff, which I'm disappointed about, but that's whatever.
September. Oh, it came out yesterday in Japan.
Haha!
It comes
Relevant.
out next month in everywhere else.
Why? I don't know.
I'm definitely gonna have to check out Wasteland 2. I've been looking forward to that for a while. But I haven't
Yeah,
looked
and
it up.
it's down to what seems like a reasonable price right now, and apparently it's getting really well reviewed everywhere, so that's cool.
Mm.
So yeah, there's it's got up to 18,000 people playing right now.
Well, for the benefit of those who don't know, like I don't know if everyone here even knows what Wasteland 2 is actually.
Is it,
Want
is
to
it
talk
anything to
about
do
it at
with-
all?
Okay.
You know more about it than I do.
Okay, so I guess Tim Kaine probably is the main name behind it. There's another one though that I think the granddaddies essentially of the original Fallout series. Before they made Fallout, they made a game called Wasteland, which is very similar to Fallout in a lot of ways, using a different sort of RPG mechanic system. Ends up taking place out in the Midwest after a nuclear disaster. You play as an Arizona Desert Ranger, I'm pretty sure is what it is. You're also with a bunch of other Rangers. You just are going around the wasteland, and pretty much everything you think that happened in Fallout probably happens in this game. And due to rights reasons, they wanted to make another Wasteland, but they didn't have the rights at the time, so they basically rebooted everything and made Fallout, which adds a few distinct changes, mainly with the vaults and things like that as well. And Fallout sort of went and took off and did its own thing.
Before Fallout 3 came out, didn't they have something that was like a spiritual successor of Wasteland?
Tactics?
I mean, yeah, Fallout 2 and Tactics were all in like the Fallout series, and they were going to make they were going to make Fallout 3 the gameplay demo that came out for it was called Van Buren because all their projects are named after presidents.
Van Buren, that's what it was.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then
that would never happened.
Bethesda, well, yeah, you can still find it out there if you want to play it, but it's not feature rich or anything like that. It's only a very small section of what the plan was. Some of that was adapted into like New Vegas parts of it, but Bethesda ended up buying up Fallout 3, and then they just turned it into Skyrim with guns. But that turned out to be pretty good, and people like that, and they want more. But the original people that did Fallout, they bought up the Wasteland IP finally, and decided they did it through Kickstarter. It's one of the most successful Kickstarter projects that's been done, and now it's finally done, and actually out for release and not just beta. So we'll see how that plays out.
I would definitely be interested in looking to play that.
Yeah, it's $40 right now on Steam, and you can get like before you had to pay like 60 for the early access, and you get an original copy of Wasteland, which like wasn't really my bag, but this looks like a very pretty game, so I will. If I've got the cash, I might give it a go. But yeah, is there anything else that was like on Steam or of note that's come out recently that's worth? Everybody like Sports Friends?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
All right.
Sports Friends is fun.
Yeah, I'm amazing at it. I know.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm sure you lost 2 games, not just 1 game.
Fine, I lost 2, but I won like 20.
That's true. You did win a lot. DJ, anything else interesting on your end at all, or?
Nah.
Okay. Well, I'm out of stuff to talk about.
Well, we can always end it. That's
What are
loud.
y'all playing?
What have we been playing?
I told you
Destiny.
about what I was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're playing Life is Feudal or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm finishing up my Dark Souls 2 playthrough. There's one more piece of DLC coming out next week, and I think it'll probably be just under like 30 episodes of a Let's Play of Dark Souls. Yep.
I've been playing TF2.
Big surprise.
Yep. I actually bought something for the first time. I bought a key to open a reel.
Really? You've
Yeah.
gone this far without? Wow.
Yeah, I haven't. I'd only bought like a gift-a-pult thing so I could become premium, so my friends could trade stuff with me. And yeah. So.
DJ, how much money have you spent on Team Fortress 2?
I don't want to say.
Please?
Let's
Oh.
just say I spent more on stupid crap than I did actually paying for the game.
DJ,
What?
have you seen anything come out from Time Splitters? I don't know if you've been tracking that.
Yeah,
Update? Or rewind? No, I haven't heard anything as of late. I know that Crytek UK is currently not working on any Time Splitters project, which makes me sad.
No, I want a new Time Splitter so bad.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, you can always download Dolphin and play TS2. It's still a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're still playing League of Legends, right?
A bit.
What's your secret shame now that you didn't say you wanted to talk about?
No, it's just because I don't want to like talk about something. Be the only one to talk about it.
I like League of Legends, and me and
I'll
DJ.
talk about it. I'm still playing it.
So how is Azir?
I'm gonna go take a
He
bathroom
is
break.
so fucking
Make sure
hard.
you
to
mute
play.
your microphone and turn off your camera. Or not. Okay, yeah, okay, there you go, Stray. Yeah, tell us about Azir.
He's hard.
He is hard, but he's very, very good if you know what you're doing.
Are you playing Azir as well, DJ?
No, but I've run into plenty of people that are playing him, and a lot of people are very foolish to try and tower dive him.
He's one of the first sustained magic damage champions to come out in a long, long time. Because normally casters are considered like you want to be bursty with them,
It does seem like it's been a lot of burst and support people as of late.
but he's like he just summons dudes and they auto attack. That's all the damage he gets.
Plus, he also brings a decent amount of utility,
He makes
the
a wall
team
that you can't
with-
pass. You can't
Right.
even take through it. You can only teleport through it.
and he rebuilds towers. Granted, he can only do one at a time, but still, that's really useful for team fights and
that's
defending.
one every 3 minutes that only lasts for 1 minute. So
Ah.
Okay, so I have a question
Yeah.
for
I
you
might have
guys.
an answer.
You guys playing League? Have there been any updates as far as the lore? Have you had any?
yeah,
like-
they
the
changed-
Rima event just happened.
Yeah, they changed some people's backstories a
Does
bit.
this affect your gameplay in any way, shape, or form?
No.
Well, you get little icons.
Ooh.
There's a new game mode called Ascension that's kind of forgettable after you get all the icons, though.
I think it's fun. I think it's really fun.
What is Ascension?
It's like Juggernaut, basically. There's Zareth is in the middle, and you got to kill him. Whoever kills him becomes the Juggernaut. Juggernaut does more damage and earns extra points for kills.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's a first to 200 point system. Every kill nets you 1 point. If you cap a point, it nets you 3 points. So if you are ascended, every kill gives you 2 points. And if you kill the ascended, you get 15 points. And if you kill Zareth, I think you get 20 points or something.
How many times did you just say the word points?
Points.
Oh, yeah.
Are we done talking about League yet? Should I go have a cigarette?
I think so. Is there anything else worth bringing up right now before we do this?
World Championship Series is happening for League,
Oh.
along with StarCraft too.
Are they happening at the same time?
StarCraft Final Four is happening right now.
Oh, am I keeping you from that? No.
No, I mean not right now, but like it's happening.
It's happening. That's cool. It's cool to see more big game tournaments, going on and money changing hands and all that jazz. What's the biggest game tournament you guys think you've watched that you were invested in? Anybody
Evo?
watch so Evo for you? I watched LCS I think 1 year, or now World Championship stuff for that.
I mean,
LCS.
I've watched the last two of those.
Mm. Did you watch any of the Dota stuff at all from over the summer?
International.
The international, yeah.
I definitely watched through a couple of StarCraft tournaments, though. Honestly, the tournament I was most invested in was a Polaris chivalry tournament between a bunch of large gaming personalities.
Kraken has the videos out with him playing with TV. Those are great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If you have like seeing YouTube personalities play games is cool too. Sometimes just. Yep. I'm out of stuff though.
Okay. Well, I need to go get lunch and do climb a mountain of homework. So,
What are you doing? Are you going to the cafe for food?
I was probably gonna go to Jimmy John's.
I might join you.
I need to talk to y'all about something after the show.
Okay, that's fine. You can still do the we can still talk real quick when it's not broadcasting. So.
Yeah.
You should outro.
All right, outro. Thank you everybody for watching this. This is in the future, so thank you for watching this. I'm Ryan. Everybody say your name. Not at the same time.
You sure? Okay. I'm Kevin.
I'm Trey.
I'm DJ.
I'm Kevin.
No, you're not.
Wait a minute. I'm confused.
All right. Well,
check us out. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on pixelloadout.blogspot.com.
Pixelloadout.blogspot.com. Also, make sure to check us out on wuag.net if you want to go listen to us on the radio show. Hey, and if you want to get in touch with us, pixelloadout@gmail.com.
Beyond. Yeah, no,
Beyond.
we're not Beyond Podcast. That's.
Yeah, but I am Ryan. I've been your host, and it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, check this out on
All that.
And yeah, VGR Tuesdays 9 to 11 p.m. 103.1. Tune in online as well. But yeah, that's all I got.
Press the button so I can leave.
All right. Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.